In the early 90s, fans of the older sister of pop king Michael Jackson turned away from her, tired of the endless scandals involving her. It was only later that it became known in which hell the singer lived for almost the entire decade. What did the average Jackson daughter dream of as a child? How did she get into the network of a tyrant manager? Did she finally manage to gain her freedom? I will tell you about the most striking events from the biography of Toya Jackson in this video. Toya Yvonne Jackson was born on May 29, 1956 in Gary, in the Midwestern United States. She was the fifth child and middle daughter of Catherine and Joseph Jackson, a despotic tyrant who terrorized his family and forced his own children to perform on stage against their will for his own benefit. It is said that in childhood the girl was very shy. She had no intention of continuing the family dynasty, dreaming of becoming a lawyer instead. The girl even started college, but the domineering and non-accepting Joe Jackson demanded that she follow the example of her brothers and sisters and go into show business. Michael Jackson and Toya Jackson have been very friendly since childhood. When the future king of the world pop scene starred as a scarecrow in Sidney Lumet's musical Viz in 1977, they lived together in a rented apartment in New York. It was the first time they had both been so far from home. In the mid-70s, Toya joined the family business, performing with other family members in Las Vegas. Later, the Jackson family got their own TV show, The Jacksons. She was also, along with her sisters Ribby and Janet, part of a band that was not destined to release any records. The sister group soon disbanded, after which Toya embarked on a solo career. From 1980 to 1995, Jackson released 9 solo albums. During this time, Toya managed to try herself in various genres, from funk to country and disco, and in 1992 the singer became the star of a successful revue at the Moulin Rouge. After taking a long break, Toya returned to music in 2004 with new dance-style singles. In 2013 and 2014, the artist was the heroine of the reality show Life with Toya. Fans of the artist are sure that if Jackson had had another manager, and if her personal life had not been so terrible, she would certainly have become the brightest pop star of the world, and would even be able to compete with Michael Jackson himself. Now we can only guess. In the mid-80s, at the peak of her popularity, Toya went into business. She signed a contract with a fashion designer, agreeing to appear in public only in his creations for 3 years, became the face of a cosmetics brand, starred in an advertisement for a Nikon camera, and released her own perfume. In the early 90s, Jackson's memoirs were published. In them, she accused her father of physical abuse. In the early 90s, all the tabloids wrote about Toya Jackson's stormy personal life. After the death of her former manager and tyrant Jack Gordon, the singer revealed the details of their terrible union. In the mid-70s, a young girl met with many famous guys, among whom were singer Bobby DeBarge, Diana Ross's brother Chico, and a young David Guest, who later became an influential film producer. In 1989, Toya married her manager Jack Gordon. Her father hired him with 2 years earlier as an assistant, but over time, Gordon became the sole manager of the singer. As the actress later claimed, Jack convinced her to marry him under false pretenses, promising her protection. Toya said that she made it clear to Jack in every possible way that she did not love him and was not going to marry him, and that everything was done against her will. She also admitted that over the years of marriage, they never became husband and wife in the most intimate sense of the word. While in Rome in early 1990, the girl asked Jack for an annulment of the marriage, but in response he only severely beat her and said that he would never let her go. When reporters asked Gordon about the bruises on his wife's face, he assured them that she had been attacked. With the appearance of Jack, Toya radically changed her image. From an exemplary girl, she turned into a hooligan in revealing outfits, who performed quite a dirty dancing. Her mother claimed that she was completely shocked by what her daughter was doing. Catherine recalled how she once broke off a relationship with a friend who started wearing too deep necklines. Over the years, Gordon's influence on his wife became more noticeable. This went on for 8 years. Gordon controlled all aspects of his unhappy wife's life through lies, blackmail, and physical violence. He took her passport, reissued her bank accounts in his name, hired bodyguards to make sure she didn't run away, and forbade her to communicate with her family. He watched her every move and listened to all her calls. Her parents and sister Janet were convinced that Jack had thoroughly brainwashed her and made her afraid of her own family. It is rumored that in 1992, LaToya begged her younger sister for help, dreaming of escaping from Gordon's suffocating custody, but Janet did not believe her then, thinking that she was recording their conversation. In 1993, Jack beat his wife so badly that he even thought he had killed her. While under arrest, he claimed that he was defending himself from LaToya. After a while, he was released. Under Gordon's insensitive leadership, LaToya began to rapidly lose popularity. The audience was tired of the endless scandals that constantly hovered around the pop singer, and her reputation suffered because of the unfortunate business decisions of the would-be manager. Jack tried to earn as much as possible from her, but the milk cow began to run out. By the mid-90s, Jackson even had to declare bankruptcy. Jack and LaToya divorced in 1997. After learning that Gordon was going to shoot her in an adult film, Jackson managed to contact her brother Randy, who helped her escape. When asked why she had put up with all this for so long, LaToya explained that her husband had threatened to kill Michael and Janet if she refused to comply with his demands. After divorcing Gordon, LaToya lived as a recluse for a long time. It took her several years to believe in herself again and come back to life. Jackson has once again earned the love of the public and the respect of music professionals. In 2013, the tabloids wrote that the singer had married her longtime friend and business partner Jeffrey Phillips. Later, it turned out that these were just rumors. In the mid-60s, members of the Jackson family became Jehovah's Witnesses. LaToya recalled how she and Michael went around the houses of Los Angeles in the morning, trying to enlighten the unsuspecting residents of the neighborhood. In 1989, Jackson starred for the cover of the men's magazine Playboy. It was rumored that she agreed to this only because she wanted to prove to her conservative and constantly controlling parents that she no longer obeys them. 2 years later, LaToya reappeared on the cover of the magazine and became one of the first celebrities to star in a Playboy video. As the singer later admitted, she initially refused the second offer of the magazine, but her husband then managed to convince her with his fists. LaToya, as well as her younger brother Michael, was very fond of plastic surgery. Comparing photos of the singer in her youth and in more mature years, it is impossible not to notice that plastic surgeons have worked hard on her appearance.